Hey guys, just want to have a quick video on how to prep for a test. So with our test prep checklist, the first thing you want to do is make sure all your assignments are corrected for the module. Um, and when they are all corrected, you're going to staple them together in a packet with the oldest assignment on top. So in Google Classroom, we can see there's two really helpful posts now. We have the module and answer keys, which has all of the answer keys for all the assignments that you need. So if you didn't grade it in class or you were absent, they're all available there. And when you open it up, like if I open up this one, this just has when people were asking about questions. I have the work for the ones that people asked about. But if you scroll down, then there's the actual answer key with the answers. So there's mostly answers, but there's some work from the ones you guys asked about in class. So you want to make sure your homework is corrected. And when it's corrected, so what I'm asking for on here, the way I'm going to grade it, I'm going to grade one assignment at random, and it's 10 points for completing the whole assignment originally, 10 points for grading it, so I can see that you have a score written on top, 10 points for having the corrected answer written in. So you like crossed out your wrong answer, but your right answer, or you was already right. And then the most important part, 20 points for having the correct work. So if you did make a mistake, you fixed it. And what that's going to look like, so I'm going to look for when you're doing this, and I don't have all the work done, I'm just kind of faked it. So like this is an example of assignment 5. Let's pretend it was all there, but I got 48 wrong. So I'd cross it out, I'd cross out my answer, and I see my mistake here was I accidentally subtracted instead of multiplying first. So I'm fixing it. Instead, I should have done the multiplication first and then subtracted and then have the new answer. So I can see I have my score, that was crossed out, I have the correct work, I have the correct answer. So that's what I'm kind of looking for your mistakes you're fixing. Again, so then that's going to get turned in the day of the test. Going through your homeworks and making sure you understand every problem on it is really important because the questions on your test are similar to the questions on your homework. So as you guys are preparing, the second thing you want to do after you correct your homeworks is you want to do the study guide. And the study guide is going to look very similar to the test. And the study guide should look very familiar to the notes we've been taking. So the first part is for this first test is translating expressions. And when you're doing your study guide, you should be looking at your notes. So I would go to the notes section of my binder, and I have my study guide out, and I can see I have examples of exactly what we were doing. The other thing you might want to reference, I see the word difference, and I forget what difference meant. So then I can go and I can look at my vocabulary and remember that, okay, difference meant subtract. The third thing you want to do, so you correct your homeworks, you make sure you do the study guide and understand everything on it, you're allowed to have a cheat sheet. And I suggest making your cheat sheet while you're doing your study guide. So if you're doing your study guide and you're like, oh gosh, I forgot what difference meant, then maybe you add on your note card, okay, difference meant subtracting, but it also meant grouping. So maybe I put a little note like, okay, it's subtraction and grouping symbols. Or maybe I remember, okay, I have this word quantity, right? So in the notes, it talked about quantity, and everything is going to be in the grouping symbols until we see a parenthesis or a comma or a period. So maybe I write a note about the word quantity being parentheses, but you stop when you see a comma, like right here. So as you're doing the study guide and things are coming up that you think, okay, I need to remember that, I would put it on here. Like for this first test, I would definitely put maybe the GEMMA on there, that order of operations and what it means if you don't think you're going to remember that. So anything you don't think you're going to remember. Now this is rules and hints or reminders. You can't put a full example problem. So you can't like copy this problem down and put all of the work. That would be not okay. So the day of the test, when you guys start the test, I'm going to walk around, I'm going to look at everyone's note card, and if I see anything that's not supposed to be there, I'll black it out. But if you correct all your homeworks, you do your study guide, and you make sure you understand everything on the study guide, and you're doing it looking at your notes because you have all these awesome resources showing you exactly how to do each of these problems. You make yourself a note card. then you should be set. And of course, you always get a good night's rest and don't stress out, and always try your best. All right.